Greetings once again. I want to start by saying I appreciate all the comments that I got in yesterday's video. I actually wasn't expecting a whole lot of people to watch the video, let alone engage with me, so I really appreciate that. And also to the few of you that did decide to email me, I also appreciate you guys as well. And I've replied back to, as of right now, everyone that has emailed me. But if you haven't, and if you would like to, please feel free. Of course, once again, the link to that email will be in the description. And if I have replied to you, feel free to just, we can keep a dialogue going. Or if you don't want to do that, that's cool with me. Once again, I just want to extend an unbiased set of eyes and just my own unique perspective, judgment-free and advice-free unless prompted or asked. So yeah, that is something I want to keep doing, and I just wanted to start by saying, like I already said, I'm already repeating myself, I appreciate you all supporting that venture, that decision for me to do that. And on top of that, as the car to my left is blasting some bassy music, trying to distract me, not really. On top of that, I want to thank John N. in the comments of that video I just referenced, who suggested that I just make a Discord. Now, I've heard of Discord in the past, but I've never used it. I really had no idea the specifics or what it was really even for until earlier today when I went on. And I realized, so it's marketed as like a gaming community app, like a voice and text chat service, where you can, obviously, if you're watching this, you probably already know. I know a lot of younger people, people that are into games and stuff, have likely used Discord in the past. But you basically make a chat room, and in this chat room, you can create different channels of like, okay, in this room we're going to talk about video games. This room we're going to talk about movies, blah, 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 blah. And then people can just hop on whenever and just chat with each other. So after checking it out, and after John N's comment and a few other people that seem to be down with that idea, I decided to create a Discord. So the link to that room is in the description, as well as my ID. Now, I should tell you, I'm still learning it. So there is no like profile picture or whatever, or a whole lot of rooms. It's still in its infant stages. So if you have any advice or tips on how we can make it better, please feel free. You can leave a comment here, or if you join that Discord, just drop it in. I think it's called Bizarro Fam, like the main chat room, the main channel on the server, and we can just help build it together. And I want it to be an extension of what I'm starting with this email group, in that it can also be a place for us to gather, to talk about whatever, whether it's movies, music, video games, or just venting, just getting things off of our chests. And I want it to be a positive place, because especially right now, amongst all the end of the world stuff that's going on, there's enough negativity. And I want this to be an escape from that. And not an escape in the sense of we have to ignore what's going on. I want it to be a place that if you'd like to vent about it for the sake of getting past it and then shifting gears towards a better, healthier mindset, then we can do that. So, like I said, links for all that will be in the description. And other than that, I wanted to share just briefly, like, the past 6 months for me. And I don't want to make this a regular thing where I get on these videos and it's me. But I promise you, by the end of this very short, brief summary, there is a message that I think could be valuable to you, especially if you're going through a rough patch and you feel like no matter what you do, you keep getting stuck in this rut or this cycle of like, why am I even trying when I keep getting thrown back into the mud? So I made the decision last August to basically change my entire life, specifically to stop doing drugs, to stop drinking alcohol, stop drinking coffee so much, stop eating like crap. I changed everything. And I did this on a whim, just I stopped on a dime and I made that decision. And when I made that decision, I knew that life would suck pretty bad, mentally and physically, because when you're dealing with substances, it's out of your control. Like you can't just decide to get off of it or get off of them, and you're gonna be perfectly fine, all better. Like, no, when you stop that, you need to accept the fact that you're gonna be in pain physically and mentally, physically or physically and mentally. So I went through that phase, that period, and it sucked. It sucked a lot. But my logic was life already sucks. I already don't enjoy what I'm doing with my time. So what's the difference? Especially if it's gonna suck, I might as well have life suck for the sake of maybe tomorrow it'll be a little better. And I kept that mentality. And it sounds dumb and simple as hell, but I just drank water like all the time, just all the time. And whenever I would like feel that craving, that urge to just to put something in my body, I just went for water. And I trained myself to just do that. And then very slowly, things like my appetite was more normal. I wasn't eating at very weird times of the night or because I needed to smoke and then eat. I wasn't doing that anymore. Then eventually I started sleeping better, and I would wake up feeling better. I wouldn't wake up feeling sick because of how much nicotine and how much smoke my lungs were inhaling. And I wasn't boozing. I wasn't drinking or anything. I wasn't having headaches because of the caffeine withdrawals, and I wasn't finding myself rushing for the cabinet trying to get my coffee fix. And slowly but surely, I realized I didn't need any of that shit. And then it didn't feel bad anymore physically. Then I could focus on the mental struggles of like, okay, why did I mentally decide that I needed to put these things in my body in the first place? So I process all this. I see a therapist, and I'm able to just get the things off my chest that people who are emailing me and messaging me now seems like they're getting off their chest. And I had a separate pair of eyes, separate pair of ears to gauge my situation and reaffirm me of my decisions to, okay, ultimately I did decide to stop these things to get better. And that was what I hung on to. All this was because I wanted to get better and enjoy a healthier life and just be overall more happy at my baseline level. And so life was pretty cool for like a couple months after the initial first few weeks of it sucking ass. And then became, sorry, you might hear a little sound. I'm popping my pop socket so I can hold you without shaking. It's a bit longer than I wanted, but hey, screw it. If you're still here, I commend you. Then I started looking for a job that I wouldn't hate and that wouldn't drive me to do something stupid. And I ended up getting a job, and I was in the beginning training phases of that job. And this is where it becomes trying. This is where, like, if you're on a path towards recovery, towards getting better, you can't just expect to coast through all that. You can't expect the whole world to open up and you not to have any resistance. So, longer story short, with this job, I ended up getting laid off, and it really sucked because I was really looking forward to this. They had great potential moving forward where I wasn't just going to be like a pleb on the ground level. So that sucked. And this is going into Christmas, so I didn't really have a whole lot of money to spend as it was, and that kind of sucked. I had to fight the feeling of feeling inadequate. I couldn't buy the people in my life exactly what I wanted to buy them. But, it did remind me it's not really about what you get. It's about the people just being there. So that was cool. And then I got another job, and that was pretty cool as well. And that job actually to date is like the best job I'd ever gotten. I got to write, I got to make videos, all this stuff. And once again, it was pretty cool. And then again, the need for resistance control, I guess, came in again, and I got laid off from that job. And that really sucked. That was more temporary. I was able to get like some hours a little bit after that, but it was shaping up to be something that if I kept working my ass off, I could actually make this into something that was full-time, like a living from. And compared to what I was doing a year ago for money and for a living, delivering pizza, this was like a heaven sent, having this opportunity to actually do what I love, get recognized for it, and get paid. It's freaking cool. So as the hours for that are kind of dwindling, it kind of sucks a little bit. I get another job. And this job was like a freelance thing, and it came out of the blue. It paid really well, and I was still writing, and it was cool. And then like 2 weeks in, they fired me because they couldn't get funding. And then once again, it was like, crap, man. So in the course of like a few months, I went through like 3 jobs that I really, really was liking, like really liking. And then all of a sudden the rug gets swept from under my feet and I can't do a whole lot about it. So I guess the moral of this, I still haven't smoked, still haven't drank, haven't done drugs, and I haven't had that need to. And I think to me it's because I took that time initially to realize, like to truly realize firsthand, I don't need any of that. I don't need any of the drugs that I were doing or anything like that, or the people that may have been negative influences. I didn't need anything or anyone then when life sucked. And then as life was getting better, as much as I loved those jobs, I also didn't need those. So I didn't need to resort back to older ways. And now, of course, we're in this whole quarantine thing and social distancing, and I can't even go out, and I'm out now, but I'm alone. Can't really go and make new friends, try and get new jobs that I like doing. I actually did officially get terminated from the second job I mentioned, which has been the best job of my life. And I hope this is temporary, but again, there's no end in sight. But the important thing right now is to know that you and I still have the ability to recognize what we do have in life. Like, if all this had happened to me when I was still dependent on all the things I were dependent on, I would be an absolute wreck. Like, I would not be here right now. I'd be still in bed, wallowing and moping about the whole situation. But instead, I find myself more motivated to try and find other things like what I'm doing now and other people that are worth my time to invest my energy into. It's weird, but I feel more motivated now. So if you're going through a particularly rough time, it's just important that you keep going. Like, you keep fucking going. You need to find the things that are worth your time that you can control. And if you were used to, going out running with your friends, you can't do that right now. I understand. But it would be counterproductive rather, for you to go and do something destructive because you can't do the thing that you'd like to do for so long. You just need to try and find something that you can do, something that is in your control that you value and that will make you even just a little bit better. Like what I'm doing here, I think it's going to make me better because I'm virtually surrounding myself with people that give a fuck, that care to listen, that they identify with something that I'm saying. And I can't explain it, but I know that this is a good thing to be doing. So just hang in there. And if you need someone to talk to vent about, to tell just how bad luck has really taken a toll on you lately, and just you can reach out to me through email or Discord, and I hope that I can get you to realize, like all the bad things in the world could be happening to you, and I promise you there's still something that you can hold on to cling on to ride this whole wave out. And you never know, maybe you find something you're even more passionate about that you can still do, that you can still spend your time and energy on. And leave it with the whole cliche, tough times don't last, tough people do. And if it sounds corny, it's probably true. So there is that. But either way, I hope y'all don't beat yourself up too much. The fact that we have the internet makes this whole process miles above what it was or what it would have been like even like 20 years ago. 20 is probably about right. 20, 30 years ago, what we're going through now, we need to be thankful that we have what we do have. Like I said, the internet, but everything else, just be thankful. Try and find the things that you're still happy about, that you're still thankful for. So with that said, rant over, 15-minute rant. that I want it to be a 5-minute rant over. If you watched this far, I truly appreciate you. But even if you tuned out 10 minutes ago, I still appreciate you tuning in. So thank y'all. I hope y'all have a good day, and hopefully I talk to you through email or Discord. Peace out.